Alright, guys. So, I saw up on the forum that there was a question asked, could Proxmox be ran on the X1? So, I've been saving this for a while. This is a 2 terabyte NVMe that I got at Microcenter. It's their inland brand. And this was on sale. I got it for like $70, I think, at the time. I mean, it was very inexpensive. This is one of their newer ones. The one in here is the Gen 3. I guess I could call this Gen 4, but anyway, the price was just great. And I was gonna add it to this. This is, as you guys know, is my orange pie that I've been trying to get Proxmox up and running on. Not had the best of luck, so I am still working on that. So the wireless, by the way, is hooked up. And I had some different antennas around. I could have used the flat antennas that came with it. I like those a little bit better. This is the NC, show this, the NFC plate that is actually hooked onto the board. Probably not going to do much for the virtualization, but I wanted to go ahead and get everything hooked up. Get it a little bit better. And the only thing that I wish I had was, or sorry, is a heat sink. I only had this one, and this works out pretty well. I'm going to buy it. So, Proxmox 8, okay? And again, Microcenter 16 gig flash drives. These are phenomenal. I kind of wish they still made these, but they just don't. 32 gigs are their smallest size that they got right now. So go ahead and get this in there. This is our M key. It's not a B key, so it's NVMe. This is, again, for you guys, this is an M.2, but this is an AE key for wireless. So if you had an adapter that would let you install SATA, not a SATA, but a drive into it. Sorry, I want to grab this. So this is the Radix 5A. Okay, same size as a Raspberry Pi 4. And the reason I mention that, you can see it right there. That's an AV key that goes to this board up on top. But I should try later on and seeing if I can use this with other devices. But for right now, we'll put that back over there. So we got our storage there. Okay. And I'm gonna unplug the game controller. Okay. I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft with this, been enjoying it, so we'll put that out of the way. Pick up our Ethernet. We'll get our let's flip these. So I want those in the USB 2 slot. And we'll put the Proxmox here. Hook up our... Actually, we're going to hold off on this for a second. We're going to pause because I need to hook up my monitor, and I need to hook up my capture card because we're going to go into the BIOS this time. I want you guys to see how easy it is to go into BIOS, and we're going to make sure that we select the USB device. Okay, so be right back. Okay, so we're going to hook up the power, and I'm going to turn off that. I'm going to turn on the capture card, which it says it doesn't. I'm going to do a quick video just to show you how tight the disk space is. Okay, so I think I did a video on this for you guys earlier. This is a Kurui. I'm probably saying it wrong, but this is from a Russian manufacturer. It's a 1080p USB-C and micro HDMI. So my capture card grabs it, sends the signal here so I can see it, and then we'll catch it up here. Why am I doing a little bit of extra? I just figured you guys like to see this. So, alright, we are now ready to film. Actually, alright, so we got it plugged up. And I'm going to hit the escape key. And we're now in the BIOS. Main menu. So we're using American Megatrend for our BIOS. Okay. The build time was back in September, so this is a really new board. Advanced has all the features where you guys can go adjust your settings, but I just want to show, see, there's our inland, the TN 320. Okay, 2 gigs. All right, and we're going to go over to boot, and I'm going to change it from the Windows boot manager to my, right there where I'm pointing, USB that has Proxmox on it. And we're going to save it, and voila. All right, no need for the overhead anymore, so we'll turn that off. Okay, and let's go ahead and do a graphical install. So I'm saving the OpenSUSE drive that you guys saw, which, if memory serves me right, is I want to say it's a 500 gig, but it's probably a 1 terabyte. Okay. But we're going to get this up and running, see how well it does. Okay, there's our interface. Keep scrolling down. And there we go. So we don't want to use, so that's the Windows partition that's on the EMC that came with my device. All right, we want to put it on the 2 terabytes. See any of the options. Now let's go ahead and do ZFS. And I am going to want to shrink this down just a little. Let's see if that should give me enough for a 16 gig swap drive. Okay. And again, old sysadmin habits. I make my swap twice the size of my memory. We'll hit OK. The one thing that's, I guess, oh, all right. So my screen's not capturing it. And all right, one second. I'm going to pause it here for a second because my monitor's not showing, it's not showing any output. So make sure the capture card's hooked up correctly. Be right back. All right, guys, so we are back in business. I guess creating the ZFS took a little while, that's fine, but as you can see, we are now installing the packages. So we're going to continue recording and I'll speed this part up, but I'm pretty excited that it is installing now. All right. So we're getting close to rebooting. Turn the overhead back on for a second. The drive has an LED and it's flashing, if you could see it there. All right. So I'm going to remove this. Let's see if we can go down to advance and see if it'll detect ours. Nope, it's missing. All right, so let's do this. We're going to do Control Delete. And we're going to go back into the BIOS. Actually, there we go. There is Proxmox. Turn the overhead off again. And as it says, we can now see it on the web page. So give me a second. I'll get a browser configured so that we can see it. Okay. Yeah, the wire came loose. All right. So okay. US, set our time zone. Okay. English. Set our password. Okay. Oh, and one thing I've learned using Proxmox, when you set this email up, it will send alerts. I just set up a Dell R620 that I was hoping I was putting in good drives, but apparently the 500 gig hard drive where the OS is sitting has errors. And of course, Smart's being very nice to let me know that there are errors. So that's set up. Gateway, DNS. And I don't mind you guys seeing the IPs and all that here because this network, as you guys have seen with my R3, was set up. And this is all small board computers, okay? Okay. And looks like we're good to go. Okay, and it is off and it's creating. So I'm going to be quiet and we're going to let it run. Okay. Okay, so we have Brave up and we are going to come over here. We're going to put in our IP and we're going to go to port 8006. Okay, and we're going to hit enter. And because we don't have a real cert, it's self-signed, it's going to complain. So we'll say, go ahead and proceed. And voila, there is Proxmox. But let's not get too excited yet. All right, let's go ahead and log in with the password that we set up. Yes, you're going to get this warning. I will try to put in the link a site that I found where you can actually run a script and it'll remove this. So go ahead and close out of this. So X1 is our nice little server. There's our virtual bridge that's set up. Our local storage, and it has set up 100 gigs for this part, and this is where we will download our templates if we're going to run XLCs. Those are Linux containers, okay, and ISOs. And then here is the actual storage that we set up for our verts. Okay, the other thing I want to take a look at real quick, do summary. Yes, it did take my 16 gig swap. There's our 8 gigs of memory. So let's do the first thing that we need to do in upload an ISO. And hopefully on my desktop I have one. So we'll hit upload, we'll hit select a file, and we're going to go to download. And all right, there's cool. I know a lot of people are unhappy with Red Hat, but we'll use what we have. Okay, and 9.2 was the latest, so now we'll go ahead and get it to upload. And while it's uploading, I'm going to come over here and show you guys. So so that is about what I paid, $80 for this 2 terabyte NVMe from Microcenter. It looks like it is a 3rd gen, but the read on it is 2100, the write is 1600, and it's not bad. Okay, I've been using a lot of the Microcenter NVMe's in my lab just because I could get a bunch of them on sale. Okay, and when you're doing a lot of these projects on your own, every little penny counts. So let's come back over here. Upload speed's doing pretty good. We're going through the Banana Pi R2 that's on my desktop that is running Open WRT, and I'm kind of using it as a small switch. And as soon as I can get the Samba part out of it, it will be a NAS. So still not able to detect the drive that there's local, but we're talking about the Youyeetoo X1, and the performance on it's been really good. The only other small boards, well, they're not even really small boards. The only other small x86 computers I own are gigabit bricks. I have about 3 of those, and then I have a couple of the Beehive, B-Links, and those are nice. I have, in fact, I'm running OpenSUSE on one that is similar to this. Okay, it's Intel Celeron, the N series. Okay, our ISO is done, so now we're going to go up to here. I'm going to hit Create VM and give it some name that we know. Okay. There's our ISO. It's already detecting that we're using a version 6.2 kernel. Okay. Next. We'll go ahead and keep this all standards. All right. Next. Now, the one thing I like to do is I like to change it to the SATA. We could use the virtual drives. Those will give it a better performance. And since we got 2 terabytes, let's make this a 200 gig device. All right, hit next. And we're going to go ahead and just bump this up to 4 cores. Okay, 1 socket, and 396. And yeah, I am kind of pushing it. 248 would have been perfect. All we want to do is get this up and running. Okay. But I want to put a little load on it. Hit next. That's fine. And then we're going to confirm and we're going to finish. There's our BERT. And we'll click over here. We'll click on console. And we'll hit start. And okay. Well, I will go ahead and get this set up, but so far the answer is yes, we can run Proxmox on the X1. So I'll get this set up and then come back and we're going to run a container. Okay. All right, guys, so we're back and here is our Red Hat image that I was building. It's up and running. We will go ahead and log in. Rail 9 that we built earlier. And just click on summary just to show you. Okay, it is up and running and doing a pretty good job. Now, to also save time, there is this site called Proxmox VE helper scripts, and I used this, and one of the things I did was I ran this script so that it would update my LXC templates so that I could install others. And the other thing I ran was this PostScript. This goes through and it will add a test repo. It disables the subscription nag and things like that. And the last thing I did was I used this script because I wanted to get an application up and running. So I used that script. And we'll go into shell. Nice little script that it went through and it I selected the WordPress that you see over there running. Here I'm going to hit game server because I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to install. So we'll hit that, let it run. But it ran. It took about 5 minutes and voila, I am running WordPress in a container. It's on the Proxmox host itself, and it's really nice. The other things that you can do that this gentleman has written is if you need to install applications or things like that, he's got tons of scripts over here that you can install, and they're really, really useful. So I'm going to drop this link in the description. There was a gentleman who has a channel called Big Bear Creek Tech. Okay. He actually put it up into his video, and it was real nice. And it helped out a bunch. Okay. So again, I'll put that into there and it will let you run stuff. But this video, like I said, it was just me wanting to prove that yes, you can run you know, Proxmox on the X1. And I kind of wish I had a 16 gig unit, because if I had that, then I could run more verts. 8's a pretty good 8 gigs is a pretty good size for a small lab. And if you're doing a lot of containers, you're not going to be using up a lot of disk space, okay? And I just lost the password, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh well, I'll delete it, reinstall it, but I do have a game server that's up and running, and it's pretty nice. And if I not sure, let's go see the give it an IP. Don't network DHCP, don't see one. Let's go back over here. Anyway, I will go play with this stuff, but until the next video, this is TerrorPUP, and like I said, I wanted to show that we can run Proxmox on the X1. So hopefully I'm going to be getting the monitor up and running with this. As you saw in the mail bag, they sent this. The monitor will also work with the YY3588 dev board, so who knows, I may get it working on that one as well. But again, until next time, this is TerrorPUP. Peace.